Hello there everyone, this is I am Mark III and welcome back to Big Stompy Robot Simulator. I mean, of course, MechWarrior Online. And we have a slightly unfamiliar sight here. Yes, this is a big mech, an assault mech. But it is not a familiar mech. And it is not one that is honestly seen that often in this game on the battlefield. It is the almighty Zeus. One of the best and brightest and most durable assault mechs in the entire game. At least in its own mind. Yeah, this thing is a bit of a pushover. But it's a rare mech, so I thought, hey, let's actually put this thing into some fighting and see if I can do something viable with it, because... let's put it this way. You don't see these mechs very much, and I've had these guys collecting dust in my mech lab ever since I got them, practically. And in this case, this is the ZEU-6T, by the way, if anyone's bothered about that one. But yes, ZEU-6T for the Zeus 80-ton assault. For comparison, I got the Zeus at the same time as I got the Maulers. And the Maulers have seen way more use than my Zeuses. In fact, I never even properly configured my Zeuses. They don't have any set loadouts. All of my other assault mechs do. The Zeuses don't. So that's... I think that shows the situation, really. But yeah, let's get into this and see what I've done to it. Okay. Right. I've gone for a bit of a mixed bag loadout here. Just trying to do something in general. It is built on an endosteel chassis with double heat sinks, so it's all nice, shiny and high-tech, though it lets it down slightly by having standard armour for ease of replacement. Its power plant is a standard 300 grade engine, propelling this Zeus to a pretty decent 60.8 top speed in forward, or 40.5 reverse, so it's pretty nippy for an assault mech. That's always been one of the strengths of the Zeus, really. It can move around a bit better than some of the other types. The design is kept cool by 5 additional double heat sinks, 3 in the right torso and 2 in the engine itself, giving an overall cooling rating of 1.14. A little bit on the low side, but this is not actually built as a brawler. Yes, I know, it's an assault mech, a big boxy assault mech, and it's not a brawler. So sue me. No, seriously, please do not sue me. Pretty please. Okay. Primary weaponry is a triad of ER large lasers mounted in the torso. 2 of them left torso, 1 of them center torso. This mech can zombie with the one in the center torso if the side torsos both get blown out, because it'll still have that. And it's only got a standard engine, so it can survive that. And it's a Zeus, so odds are it's going to lose the left and right torsos sooner or later. The rest of its armament is all, paradoxically, compared to conventional doctrine for the Zeuses, actually in the right arm and not the left side. So this has weaponry all across the mech instead of just on one side of it. The right arm is packing a pair of SRM-6s for close range defensive punch, which are fed by 3 tons of ammunition between them, so it's actually got a lot of close range shotgun style explosive weaponry to throw at people. And then for long-range indirect support, it also sports an LRM-10, which is supplied with 2 tons of ammunition. So it's primarily a mid to long-range sniper with close-range nasty bite, just to try and fend off anything that tries to get too close. Plus there's the fact it gives this nice little missile pod kind of appearance to the arm. That's one of the nice things about Zeus. All of the missiles just cluster around that right arm, so you can get a lot of tubes packed in there. In this case, the SRMs are all underneath and in the middle, and then the LRMs are mounted on top, so they've got plenty of clearance up there. But that's just an aesthetic thing, as you do. Anyway, let's move on. Weapon grouping. Primary fire, of course, is the 3 ER large lasers. Secondary fire is the SRM-6s, and then all other controls are routed to the LRM-10, so I just click and fire with that thing. But primarily this thing is supposed to be using the enhanced laser weaponry. Last up, of course, is the skill group, and this is another symptom of the fact of how little I have used this mech. I had barely anything I seriously had barely anything that I could put into skills here. I had 2 SP historic to transfer across from this particular mech, and I had enough historic XP to just get another 4 nodes. That's 6 nodes total. That is that means I barely used this thing compared to one of my maulers, which is maxed out. So yeah, massive difference. What I've done is I've invested it into the sensor tree as far as getting advanced zoom, so I can actually snipe a little bit with this thing if I care to. The rest of it is just gravy in there. I didn't really want to get target info gathering or sensor range, but I wanted the zoom, so that's that. And I've started to go down the operations tree, but I don't have enough points to actually get into the heat management systems. But for this particular Zeus, you want cooling and heat management and stuff like that to let the mech use its lasers more frequently, because a 3 ER large lasers with the number of heat sinks it's got is a pretty hot loadout, all things considered. It can't sustain fire all that well with it. And then, outside of that, and the, of course, advanced zoom, I would actually suggest mobility. For reasons which I will go into when I get into the first match. But the Zeus, I would actually suggest mobility as one of your focus trees. There is, of course, that whole fact that it's really impressive for a assault mech, the Zeus, in regards to how well it can move around, but it's still absolutely pathetic compared to, well, nearly everything else. So, because of how they've done the whole plus arbitrary percentage things, mobility is not exactly a viable one overall for an assault mech. But I would suggest an assault mech, agility for this particular mech. Or if you don't feel like doing that, just dump it all in survival. A Zeus needs survival. It is a god of thunder and lightning and is oh so very frightening, so of course it needs to survive and start melting faces, ideally. But yeah, that's all I can really offer in terms of skill tree. The sensor, not the advanced zoom being the only real one I've got here that is actually worth anything. Oh, and I've also got some improved gyros as well. 1 node of improved gyros. That's not worth much, but it's better than nothing, I suppose. Anyway, enough about that and my own lack of skill with these things. Let's take this Zeus in and see if I actually have a build for this thing which is useful. Onwards into the fights.
Reactor online. Sensors online. Weapons online. All systems nominal.
Command coming in. Capture and hold the resource points. Stop any hostiles that get in your way.
Okay, here we go, ladies and gents. Welcome to Caustic Valley. The game mode is Conquest. So capture all the points, things. Also, notice how quickly my torso turns. It's like, whee! My assault mechs, this is absolutely on the drugs. It is so fast. Yeah. Oh, hello. Already getting some work in. This is why I went with ERs over large standard ones. If I'd gone for standard large lasers, I would have been able to maintain my heat better, but I can already do some work here, so, you know, it'll have to do. I think that's the enemy assault lance as well. Oops. And there goes my heat, so just in time to see a king crab too. Oh, there's an enemy Zeus! Wow! Consider me shocked. So look at it's a splash type, massive SRM6 volleys and medium laser, so it's a close range version. Anyway, I was talking about how the medium laser isn't very good. Yeah, right. Somehow I don't people are going to believe me with that one. How the Zeus is not very good. It's not very popular.
Heat level critical.
Need assistance.
Oops, that guy missed. But anyway, the reason the Zeus has trouble and why it's generally not seen that much is because it makes sense. I know, it's a strange thing to say, isn't it? But the Zeus actually makes sense. And that is from a lore perspective, I actually recorded a video on the Zeus last weekend, but then that got eaten by the whole. My computer was just having a really derpy time and not really recording anything properly. It was dropping to like 3-4 FPS in the recording every so often, so it was like, yep, can't do that. But the Zeus, it makes sense from its lore perspective, and the fact is it's not really meant to be a proper big tanky assault mech. Sadly, end of the day, that's just how it is. Well, there's someone up there. Oh, cheeky little song. Oh, he's out of range too. Never mind. Let's just keep on flanking and hitting them. They are winning a little bit, but that's okay. Anyway, Zeus was... I was talking about in the video that never was about how I encountered some fans of the urban mech in the chat, and they didn't actually seem to know any lore concerning the urban mech and why the urban mech was the urban mech and how it came to be. So I actually talked with them a bit, and so I started looking at the Zeus. And I thought, let's record this because this one's got quite a bit of lore around it as well. So. Sure, let's do that. It's got a bit of backstory. It's got a reason why it is like this. Why it's a really big, boxy kind of assault mech, and it's really light and it tends to get blown up really easily. Oopsie daisy. And yeah, look at this. I'm getting shredded pretty quickly now that they're focusing on me, and that's because this is not meant to take the fight. Zeus was specifically built to be a light assault mech with medium range firepower and high speed for its weight class. That's why it's only an 80 tonner, and it was also built on standard, readily available technology, which is why it is big and bulky compared to its performance and most other assault mechs. It was built this way. Its primary weapon were flipping AC-5s and large lasers and things like that, backed up by LRM, so it's a mid to long range fighter. It's not meant to be on the front lines. It's not meant to survive getting pummeled. And that's why it can get shredded so quickly. It just doesn't have the durability, and it's just really easy to hit. Let's move in and actually start helping out a bit closer now.
Target acquired.
And the reason is, its entire design philosophy is, this is a light assault mech that's meant to chase, bully, and hunt down heavy mechs. That is the reason for its existence, to kill heavy mechs. So right, keep me going. Someone's hitting me in the back. There goes enemy Zeus. Yeah, you see that Zeus charged in and then suddenly it dropped dead. So. Oh, I'm taking some. Ow.
SRM destroyed.
Oh, I lost all my missiles.
Critical damage.
What's even hitting me?
Right torso destroyed.
I have no idea. Anyway, that's the thing. It's supposed to be heavy enough in armor to withstand getting a few dents from large mechs.
Heat level critical. Override shutdown.
Yeah.
Heat level critical. Override shutdown.
Yeah, I'm just melting my reactor right now. Ow! What the?
Left torso destroyed. Left arm destroyed.
I am in such a critical state. Wow. But yeah, the Zeus is basically intended to be a bully when all is said and done. It's supposed to chase after lighter mechs, and it is supposed to be able to pummel them mercilessly while they can't really escape from it. And that's all it's meant to do. It's not meant to be in the front in a massive firefight and things like that. So yeah, I was toying with thoughts of like maybe I should just do a lore video about things, because it's just flat out unusual, some of the stuff that you can come across. But I don't know if I'm going to do anything with that. It's just a video idea I had. But that's what prompted me to try and do a Zeus thing. And also, this Zeus did pretty darn well actually as a mid-range fire support. Well, mid to long-range fire support. I didn't take any real damage until I closed in and started overloading my engine and burning out all my heat sinks. So I think a lot of my damage was self-inflicted. But yeah, that actually went really well. 1 kill, 7 assists, nearly 300 damage. And a lot of flanking work, so that was actually a good match with that Zeus. How did the enemy Zeus do? The enemy Zeus did more raw damage, yeah, but he had a brawler, SRMs and pulse lasers. 3 kills, 1 assist, while I got 1 kill, 7 assists. So we were playing different roles there. But yeah. Anyway, roll on match number 2.
Reactor online. Sensors online. Weapons online. All systems nominal.
Okay, here we go. Wait. Words are a thing, apparently. Breaking news, words exist, yes. Welcome, ladies and gents, to HPG Manifold. The game mode is Assault. So basically it's going to turn into a massive brawl and we're going to try and kill each other. So, yes, that's it. 29%. Anyway, I was talking about the lore and things like that, and that's why the Zeus makes sense and why you don't normally see them. And of course, just to prove me wrong, the game quite naturally pitched in an enemy Zeus in the previous match. So you saw a Zeus with more of a close range brawler / damage amplifier loadout. Meant to do massive damage and very quickly with its pulse lasers and SRMs, but lacking the range, power and accuracy that my particular Zeus brings to the field. So very much a close range one. Though of course you also saw how squishy both assault mechs proved when they got really close and started taking hits. Like, mine was starting to get knocked down when the enemy started to focus on me very quickly. Whoops, that was my SRMs. And
new target
the enemy Zeus, despite its closer range loadout, also went down really quickly once a couple of other mechs started to focus fire on it. So for assaults, Zeuses are still very, very squishy. Let's switch to heat tracking mode. Pop up. Hello, enemy Zeus.
Target spotted.
Damn you, game. I say a game that I say that the mech is rare, that a Zeus is a sight you never see on the battlefield, and then suddenly the game puts me up against them twice in a row. Oh well, I guess it's because it's actually a light assault mech. That's probably why.
Thanks.
It's a light assault mech, so there aren't very many 80-ton assault mechs when you get right down to it, so that's probably why. It's just trying to balance out the weight, and there happens to be another Zeus active in the field. Things like that.
Target acquired.
Oops, there goes that marauder. But here I am on the front lines, really, using my lasers and SRMs more than anything else.
Acquired.
Target spotted.
Hello, Archer.
Sorry.
Hiding. But yeah, I'm just using my LOM-10 to try and poke at people and help out a little bit. Let's move over here where the rest of my lance is, so that I can try and provide a bit more cover. But yeah, Zeus is just too light and too squishy and too big to make a decent... Oh jeez. To make a decent frontline assault mech. It's just not built for it. But it can maneuver better than most assault mechs, and it turns better, and it moves more quickly. Then that was a complete miss, wasn't it? Oh, hello, it's a splat archer. Ow. What the? Oh, that's my friendly cataphract just melted my rear armour. That was nice of it.
Heat level critical.
Well, you get people like that sometimes who just don't care too much if they're walking behind a big ally. But yeah, the Zeus is more of a damage amplifier. Just chase down mechs and try to help out with the damage. But don't, I repeat, don't try to treat it like a frontline combat units.
Target spotted.
If you do, it'll die really quickly.
New target acquired.
That's a supernova, so I'll just keep on
New
firing there
target
for the moment.
acquired.
We seem to be getting... No, it's pretty even right now, actually. And there's the enemy Zeus again. It's got medium lasers, large pulsators, and pulses. So, yeah, this guy is trying to act as a damage amplifier to help focus down targets. That's what he's doing, and the enemy's got a bit of a death ball going on.
Missile. New target acquired.
Let's go ahead and try to keep on. We are getting rolled up, actually.
Warning, incoming missile. Warning, incoming missile. Heat
I'm
level
overloading
critical.
a bit. My armor is starting to give way. And yeah, we're getting rolled up now, so I'm going to back up into cover a bit.
Missile. Center
Ow.
torso
Ow.
critical damage.
Leave me alone!
Heat level critical.
Oops, sorry, I think I glanced my ally there. No override. Come on, get up. Online. And I'm dead. Yeah. I was up close there, and I was still working, but since I was there and I was easy to hit, as you can see, my armor just slowly got worn through. So my thoughts on this build is it runs pretty darn hot. So, but that's a price for the ER lasers. But in terms of missiles, it's actually really good. It's got the SRMs for close. It's got LRMs for distance. I'm happy with that configuration there. What I would change really in this thing is I would probably try to make it cool better. So swap down to regular large lasers. Or maybe take out an ER and mount more heat sinks and things. But all in all, this thing is... This Zeus configuration has a nasty bite to it, I find, but it is still squishy when it comes to straight-on combat, and that's just a symptom of the Zeus chassis in and of itself. It's just not built for taking on a massive brawl. Not really. But that said, that has actually been 2 decent matches, and I think I gave a good view of the performance.
New target
and this is actually
acquired.
getting really damn close. Ooh. Yeah, this is really close. What's left on the field?
Critical damage.
Actually, we're going to lose this one.
Critical damage.
We've got mostly light equipment, while the enemy's got mid-range stuff around. So mediums and heavies for the most part.
Target destroyed.
Oh, there goes something
Heat
else.
level critical.
This Stormcrow is going to die soon, though. He's completely ripped open. What about our other guy?
Torso critical damage.
What's this Hellbringer doing?
Torso critical damage.
Overloading and dying, apparently. Yep, there he goes. So that just leaves this Stormcrow. It's 3 against 1. What can he do? Now, there's a reason, actually, I've not got any clan mechs. I know they're a bit more powerful, but I don't like how the tech bases are not interchangeable.
Target acquired.
So I've got all of my gear and stuff in IS, so that's why I don't want to go into clan, really. I don't want to have to re-equip myself from the ground up. And that's why I've been avoiding clan mechs and gear as much as possible. I mean, I like how the configuration nature of Omnimechs, but it's just getting the stuff, you know? I can't use my existing stockpile of equipment to do it, so... Yeah, this is a loss. Though that said, he's doing a great job there trying to kill that guy, but... Yep, there he goes. Oh well. Let's do the end screen and see how well I did there in the end, because there's a lot of enemy dead on the field. And we definitely gave it a firm try, and that's what I want for my final bit of analysis. Here we go. I didn't kill anyone, but I got 6 kill assists there, so I was doing a good bit of damage. Information, protection, proximities, killing assists, hit and run. Yeah, this Zeus configuration is better hanging back, acting as like a mid-range to long-range sniping platform than it is as a close-range brawler, but that's just how it's configured. But anyway, this has been Iron Mark III, walking around as a god of thunder and lightning, but not so very, very frightening. Can definitely sting you a bit, though. I hope you enjoyed watching me getting torn to pieces a couple of times, And I hope that you liked learning a little bit about the Zeus as well, because that's what I chose to talk about after all. Like what made the Zeus a bit, and why it has been the way it has been. So yeah. And once again, I have butchered my outro. Yay! Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the show, and I'll catch you all some other time, some other place, in some other giant, big, stompy robot game. Yes, Mech Warrior Online will be back next weekend. See you all later.